Welcome back to The Vocalist. Today we are listening to Céline Dion and Ginette Reno. This is a live performance from 2008. Here we go.
Un peu plus haut, un peu plus loin. Je vais aller un peu plus loin. Je veux voir commencer là-haut. Garde mon bras et tiens ma main. Un peu plus haut, un peu plus loin. Je veux aller encore plus loin. Laisse mon bras, mais tiens ma main. Je n'irai pas plus loin qu'il faut.
Encore un pas, encore un saut, une tempête et un ruisseau. Prends garde, je ne sais ta main. Attends-moi là-bas, je reviens. Encore un pas, un petit pas, encore un saut et je suis là. Là-haut, si je ne tombe pas, là où je ne tombe pas. C'est beau,
C'est beau,
c'est beau.
si tu voyais le monde au
au
fond
fond
là-bas. C'est beau,
c'est beau,
c'est beau,
c'est beau.
la mer plus petite que soi. Mais on ne se voit pas.
Okay. I am going to look up briefly. I don't know who this gentleman is singing this song with her at the beginning. Okay, so this is actually the original writer and singer of the song. His name is Jean-Pierre Ferland. What a beautiful way to open this piece. I think I'm gonna have to listen to the original recording after watching this. Let me go back. Okay.
Un peu plus haut, un peu plus loin. Je vais aller un peu plus loin. Je veux voir commencer là-haut. Garde mon bras et tiens ma main. Un peu plus haut, un peu plus loin. Je veux aller encore plus loin. Laisse mon bras, mais tiens ma main. Je n'irai pas plus loin qu'il faut.
There is something so magical about any piece sung in French. And I did look up a translation prior to this. I can pick out a few words here and there, but I do not speak the language. But even when I think back to, my studies in school, and we learned French mélodie and different chansons, the text just always reigns supreme. And even when I reflect back on other singers I featured on the channel singing in French, there's just an element of precision in the delivery of the text that I so enjoy, but it just feels, in some cases it does feel spoken, but it feels so closely aligned with how one would expect to hear those same words in conversation or in a letter, or there's just this earnestness that I so appreciate. And it's happening here, both as he started this piece and then when Céline Dion came in. I think it's really beautiful.
Encore un pas, encore un saut, une tempête et un ruisseau. Prends garde, je ne sais ta main. Attends-moi là-bas, je reviens. Encore un petit pas, encore un saut et je suis là. Là-haut, si je ne tombe pas, là où je suis, je ne tombe pas. C'est beau,
C'est beau,
c'est beau.
si tu
She is a technical genius. Obviously she has had some a remarkable career, but like some remarkably famous songs throughout her career. The thing I love about her technique, I mean, she predominantly sings in a glorious mix. These are not low notes. She has an incredible range. And I actually saw a warm-up video once, and I loved hearing how she warmed up the entirety of her range. Like she would go into head voice and it would have that slightly taller, more classical sound. But because she prioritized the health of her entire range, it made these notes more sustainable long term. And I just marvel at her range. Her tone is also unique in that there's so much power in her sound, but there's a refinement that I enjoy, and this sort of it's not brassy or metallic, but there's this edginess to her sound that I think it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Carrying on. Just the agility, that's very difficult to do that high because you've already got your chords stretched and thinned, and you're bringing up the firmness and the press that the TA muscle provides in chest voice. And the amount of dexterity and coordination that one has to have to then proceed to sing a lot of notes, that sort of agility is just, like I said, I think she's incredibly skilled.
la mer plus petite que soi. Mais on ne se voit pas.
Something I will say about his vocals, I mean, I think in this particular arrangement, he sort of held down the fort. So we got to hear, again, the text really felt primary, but there is a smidge of texture in his tone that I think complemented the cleanliness of her vocals. I hate using that word, but basically it's texture or no texture is sort of how I'm defining that. And that little kind of crackly texture in his voice, I think just, I don't know, you could pay attention to either one, and yet they're different enough that you can hear them both at the same time and sort of appreciate each voice at the same time.
un peu plus haut, un peu plus loin. Je veux aller un peu plus loin.
Hold on. Okay, this is my first time hearing her. I don't know what I expected, but there is so much depth in her tone that caught me off guard.
Un peu plus haut, un peu plus loin. Je veux aller un peu plus loin. Je veux voir comment c'est là-haut. Garde mon bras et tiens ma main. Un peu plus haut, un peu plus loin. Je vais aller encore plus loin. Laisse mon bras mais tiens ma main. Je n'irai pas plus loin qu'il faut. Encore un pas, encore un saut. Une tempête et un ruisseau. Prends garde, j'ai laissé ta main. Attends-moi là-bas, je reviens. Encore un pas, un petit pas. Encore un saut, je suis là. Là aussi, je ne tombe pas. Non, j'y suis. Je ne tombe pas. C'est beau. C'est beau. Si tu voyais le monde au fond là-bas. C'est beau. C'est beau. La mer, plus petite que soi.
Oh, I'm getting emotional. I have goosebumps. What a gorgeous voice. Seeing the surprise on the other two singers' faces. I'm curious if if they rehearsed together or if it was kind of even a surprise to them how she was going to deliver this piece. Let me go back. I talk a lot about innate habits in singing, and a lot of those, a lot, but when you think about cultures and how there are some communities that are more soft-spoken, and then others that speak with more projection. That's kind of a habit that one develops, but language plays a huge part in this. And one of the benefits to the French language in particular is the tongue position. I'm thinking specifically of some of the nasal sounds, nasal vowels that we hear, and that allows the speaker and the singer to keep the root of the tongue higher than we might hear in other languages. And it's kind of like a secret weapon, because I've even had an instructor once, I was working on a high note and it wasn't quite coming out the way I wanted it to, and they could tell that I was the root of my tongue had a lot of tension in it, and so they said, sing it like this French vowel instead. And as soon as that happened, it just shifted my placement into exactly where I wanted it. And watching her sing, the other thing I appreciate is there's so much rounding in the French language that we're not getting a lot of spread, bright vowels. There is this gorgeous neutrality, even when she ascends into these really high notes. So here we go.
Un peu plus haut, un peu plus loin. Je veux aller un peu plus loin. Je veux voir comment c'est là-haut. Garde mon bras et tiens ma main. Un peu plus haut, un peu plus loin. Je vais aller encore plus loin. Laisse mon bras mais tiens ma main. Je n'irai pas plus loin qu'il faut. Encore.
When I mentioned that sort of speech-like approach or pattern in these songs, I think a big part of that is the pausing, the interruption of sound, the stillness. For me, that really helps highlight the text.
Encore un pas, encore un saut, une tempête et un ruisseau. Prends garde, j'ai laissé ta main.
And even within those pauses, we're not hearing a breath every time there's silence. It's as if that breath is sustained until the next phrase, which I think is brilliant because many of us, we have the ability to take in a lot of air, and when you're expelling that air, part of the learning process as a singer when it comes to phrasing is figuring out how much breath you need and how to utilize that. Am I letting out too much air at the onset of a phrase? Am I not saving enough for the end of a phrase? Am I just taking in too much air so that when I get to the end of the phrase, I have a bunch left over? It's a bit of a science experiment. And let me play this back because you'll hear, again, an interruption of sound, but not a breath.
Encore un saut, une tempête et un ruisseau. Prends garde, j'ai laissé ta main. Attends-moi là-bas, je reviens. Encore un pas, un petit pas.
Okay, so you could hear that tiny shift in tone where she went into something that was a little more head dominant, but still mixed.
Encore un pas, un petit pas. Encore un saut, je suis là. Là aussi, je ne tombe pas. Non, j'y suis. Je ne tombe pas. C'est beau. C'est beau. Si tu voyais le monde au fond là-bas.
Sorry, I have to play that phrase again. She extends that so beautifully, and there's no tapering off. It just feels so well controlled.
C'est beau, si tu voyais le monde au fond là-bas. C'est beau, la mer, plus petite que soi.
We even got a little bit of head voice at the end there.
Mais tu ne me vois pas. Un peu plus loin, un peu plus seul. Je ne veux pas être loin toute seule. Viens voir ici comme on est bien. Quand on est haut, comme on est bien. Un peu plus haut, un peu plus loin. Je ne peux plus te tenir la main. Dis-moi comment j'ai pu monter. Comment descendre sans tomber. Un peu plus loin, un peu plus fort. Encore un saut et c'est encore. Je voudrais te tendre les bras. Je suis trop, tu es trop bas. Encore un pas, un petit pas. Tu es trop loin, je t'aime. Adieu, adieu, je reviendrai. Si l'on descend sans tomber. C'est beau.
I have to play that again. What a brilliant pairing. I love the choice they made to have Ginette do the higher melodic line and then Céline to do the harmonies. I've spoken about this before, but really getting to know your range and getting to know like the money notes in your range, it's such an important journey, I think, for a lot of singers, because just a half step can make a huge difference. And this is in a range where those high notes feel so thrilling hearing them in Ginette's voice, even though I think comparatively, if Céline was doing those higher notes, they wouldn't have quite the shimmer to them because they're lower in her range. And I just, yeah, this is such a brilliant duet.
Je ne peux plus te tenir la main.
Dis-moi comment j'ai pu monter, comment descendre sans tomber.
Un peu plus loin, un peu plus fort. Encore un saut, essaye encore.
Je voudrais te tendre les bras. Je suis trop, tu es trop bas.
Encore un pas, un petit pas. Tu es trop loin, je t'aime.
Adieu, adieu, je reviendrai si l'on descend sans tomber. C'est beau, c'est beau. Si tu voyais le monde au fond là-bas, c'est beau, c'est beau.
La mer, plus petite que soit.
Mais tu ne me vois pas.
Un peu plus haut, un peu plus loin. Je vais aller encore plus loin.
Peut-être bien qu'un peu plus haut, je trouverai d'autres chemins.
Peut-être bien, peut-être meilleur. Je t'aime quand même.
Adieu, adieu, je reviendrai si je redescends sans tomber.
C'est beau,
C'est
c'est beau.
beau,
Si tu voyais le monde au fond là-bas. C'est beau, c'est
How thrilling. I have to play that again. Oh my gosh. That was so good. That was so good. Something I wanted to mention about Ginette's voice and her range is it's quite a skill to belt and sustain so much power in what I'm perceiving as toward the upper end of her mid-range. It can very quickly just kind of go out of control if you're not managing your breath pressure well. Sometimes that affects intonation, sometimes that affects vibrato. And it's just, yeah, the amount of control and power she had on those notes was just so exciting. And then, of course, at the end, again, brilliant choice of harmonies. Oh, goodness. Yeah. I just love, it really feels like they both just put it all out on the stage. I had a teacher always say, like, don't leave it in the practice room. And this is a great example of that. I have nothing more to say. Thank you so much for this recommendation and for watching with me. And hopefully I will see you next time.